MJX just dropped a serious competitor in the mini truggy game. It's brushless, has a metal drivetrain throughout,
2 bodies,
and even has what looks like to be aluminum shocks. We'll find that out in a minute. But before we get too far into this video, it's getting super close to Christmas, so why don't y'all drop a comment down below and let me know your favorite Christmas song. For me, it's gotta be Last Christmas by Wham! Absolute banger. The Mariah Carey song is pretty good, slightly overplayed this time of year, but it's definitely up there too. But first, let's get this thing unboxed. And when you do, you'll have access to the manual first thing out of the box. Standard MJX manual. It goes through parts list, diagrams, all that good stuff. Nothing to write home about here. They even give you a spare wing mount, or actually 2 spare wing mounts, a spare wing and some body post parts. Oh! They even hook you up with a USB charging cable, Phillips screwdriver for the battery compartment door on the remote, 4-way wrench, and a hex key. And then you'll find your radio, 2.4 gigahertz regular MJX radio that we're used to seeing now. It does have a foam grip on the wheel. It is really hard though. Slow pullback trigger, it's decent. It's nothing too crazy, but it is a really decent radio. And best of all, it is very easy to drive one-handed, so I appreciate MJX for that when filming these videos. As far as the adjustments though, you do got that center button for the LEDs, along with steering and throttle reverse. Moving down further, you do have a standard steering and throttle trim, along with dual rates for both. But it does use a Phillips screw on the battery tray, which pisses me off! JK! I know why it's there, but still though, I don't know, it makes me upset. And if I'm not mistaken, that guy takes 4 AA batteries. Now, as you remove the truck from the packaging, you will see you do get 2 separate bodies. The one on top is going to be a gloss black, very similar to what we saw on the MJX 12212. And the one under that attached to the car is this really sick looking matte yellow and white body. Now both of these bodies do come with retainers for the body pins. You have these integrated roof skids on the top 2 corners of the roof, and when you flip it over you can see the bottom where those screw in, but other than that there's no reinforcement. The body feels like it's like a medium thickness. It is a little stiff and hard. It's maybe not super flexible, so running it in the cold, that does make me wonder if we will experience crackages and breakages like we did with the 12212. But a huge advantage is this is not clipless. We do not have to worry about breaking the clipless system and knocking the body off. This uses good old-fashioned body pins, which I prefer for bashers. With the body off, moving down to the chassis of this truck, we're seeing a lot of similarities to their 16th scale stuff. So there's no more metal chassis. This is going to be a plastic tub layout. However, the bottom skid plates, kick plates, whatever you want to call them, do appear to be a type of metal. And something I do appreciate there is the rear and front most hinge pin retainers are metal as well. So you have the hinge pins actually going in metal to metal, and you can replace those metal parts individually. So unlike the plastic tub chassis variants where the pins actually just go into the plastic chassis, and if they wear out over time you got to replace the whole chassis plate, this allows you to just replace those individual parts, and it'll probably last longer being metal, so that's super nice to see. As far as suspension goes, we got a double wishbone setup in the front and then just a single wishbone in the rear with camber links, and all 4 of those links are metal and adjustable. Plastic diff covers, shock towers, and body posts. However, there are some metal in the shocks, specifically these shock bodies. Everything else on the shocks are plastic. That being said, they do feel really good. Maybe slightly soft in the front, but overall a pretty nice feel right out of the box. Battery tray does have a double Velcro strap to hold that sucker in there, and overall it is a pretty decent size, and it is fully square all the way through, so you should be able to fit multiple sizes of batteries inside. Or if you want to stick with what they give you in the kit, you do get a 2S 3000 mAh 25C T-plug connector LiPo battery. In front of that, you do have your somewhat water-resistant receiver box. Across from that, you do have a 6-kilogram servo with what appears to be a metal shaft, so maybe metal gears inside. And in front of both of those, you have a plastic bell crank setup. As far as the power system goes, you do actually get a 50 amp ESC capable of running up to 3S LiPo, and behind that a 4200 kV motor. Now again, with this MJX stuff, the motor mounts really aren't super adjustable. I believe this one does have an extra set of holes to slightly change the gearing up, and it appears our fan and heat sink that they include is tilted to the side. Now that power has to go somewhere, and thankfully, as we're used to seeing with the MJX stuff, we do have a complete metal drivetrain. Diffs, gears, axles, all of it. And then for final power delivery, these wheels and tires look and feel really nice. They are soft and feel like they're going to provide a ton of grip. It is a little bit of a different pattern than what we're used to seeing on the MJX stuff, and the wheels just look pretty dope. There's a full-size rim company that has a pattern that looks really similar to that. Maybe it's Moto Metal Militia, whatever, I don't know. There's a full-size wheel somewhere, it looks really similar to that. And then finally, some finishing touches I forgot to mention. You do have an LED bar up in the front of this thing, like we showed you with the LED button earlier on the remote. A rear wing that is molded, feels like it should hold up pretty good. And below that, you do have your rear bumper with a little wheel for a wheelie bar, which is really cool. And that's pretty much everything to get you in the know and up to speed on the MJX 14207. Now at the same time they announced this little mini truggy, they also released a 14208, which is very similar to this. It is a monster truck, but there are some key differences. If you want to see a video on the 14208 monster truck, let us know down in the comments below and we'll make that happen. The fan actually hits the body when it's completely upright, so I guess we got to turn that back down to the side, but we shouldn't have to worry about overheating since it's like 25 degrees out today. It was actually those little nubs in that little section of the body that sticks up right there hitting the fan. All right, up first we're gonna have a 2S speed run with the 14207. Got the GPS mounted up on top. It is a little bit rocky on this road with all the cinders and everything they've been dropping due to the winter weather, but I think we'll still be able to do something okay. Whoa! All right, so the road was pretty gravelly, so it ain't gonna be max. Okay, so we got 26 on 2S. You could probably get, I wanna say probably 28, 29 out of it on the 2S. However, that road was extremely loose gravel, so this thing had a really hard time hooking up and getting traction, even with these soft tires. Not sure how much success we're gonna have, but we are gonna try 3S next. Here we go, 3S. I did take my winter gloves off to see if that helps with handling, and it definitely does. The gloves are getting in the way, but we'll see how much success we can have here on 3S. Wow. That's actually our first rollover so far. The truck is very stable and planted, which is nice when you crash during high speed runs. Lost our GPS. Get it before somebody runs it over here. Stopping that 3S run. See where we're at 34. Okay. On a proper road, you can definitely get more than that. For this, on this loose gravel though, that's about as fast as we're ever gonna go. So we're gonna throw the 2S back in it, bash for a while, and then we'll show you what it can do on 3S later on in the video. Whoa. How did I do that with the long reverse? That was dope. Having a difficult time even trying to line up this jump. This truck has so much wheel speed and wheel spin on this loose gravel. It is just instantly breaking loose. We're gonna turn the dual rate essentially all the way down here and see what we can make happen. Nope. Man. I mean, this truck is absolutely insane. Keep in mind, guys, everything we've shown you thus far is 2S. This is by far the craziest 2S basher I've ever driven it in my entire life. Even in the snowy grass right here, this thing is just absolutely ripping on 2S. Typically, these smaller trucks tend to struggle a little bit. I don't know if it's the gearing. The mid-range, like as soon as you get maybe a quarter into half throttle, is super snappy on this truck, and struggle like in the loose gravel and dirt and stuff like that. But as far as like other running conditions like this, it's just absolutely perfect. Backflips, all that good stuff. You just see there the flip and everything. It is a little ripper. And as long as you stay in the throttle, I've only not had it land on its wheels a couple times. Like right there, I let off. If I was to stay in it, probably would have landed on all four. Oh, I don't know. It's a little thin. I don't know if we should take her out on the ice. Well, I screwed up. I'm already out on the ice. I guess I forgot to hit record. So I guess we'll try to get out of here and then jump back in again. And I forgot to hit record jumping out, mother trucker. Forgot to hit record twice. It's probably all gonna go really bad. Oh yeah, upside down right in the middle of the fucking pond. This is why you don't beat your cameraman. We could have used his help today. Now the battery's dead. It's getting dark out. See y'all tomorrow. Extremely windy, but it's time for a little 3S skate park bash. I'm actually breaking my skate park virginity here too today. It comes to running RCs. And of course we already crashed and it's windy as hell. I do not want to go in that bowl. It is like 6 foot deep and I will never get out in the boots I'm wearing. That's for sure. This car will be done if it ends up in that bowl. Lost our front body pins here. I guess we could have went ice racing to begin with without needing to get stuck in the middle of a pond. Had to play retriever tool there. I am not falling on that crap. These boots have no traction. We definitely got something wobbling on the left rear of this thing. I don't know if it's a loose wheel, broken wheel, but it does not affect it running, so we're just going to keep sending it. we got a whole freaking creek behind us. I want to do the bowl so bad, but this thing, I thought it was 6 foot deep. It's probably even deeper. It's probably about 7. And I know for a fact I will not get that thing out if it flips over and gets stuck down there, because ain't no way I'm getting back out. Thank God I'm wearing boots, because that just went Mach 10 right into my foot. And if you haven't been able to tell, we are driving around with a broken right front A-arm, which I'm kind of surprised that's the only thing that's broke. It is like 20 degrees with a wind chill. It feels like -5 out right now. It's cold. Oh. I heard the drive shaft fly out somewhere. No way. Drive shaft just popped out. That sucker's still in there. I'm gonna go full blast to try to get a front flip here. Nice. She's dead. No more juice. Oh, it looks like it hit so hard it actually unplugged the battery. All right, I guess we'll go try to full send it again. Unfortunately, just as I was going to put the body on, it did die. But here is the final damage. Of course, we did break that right front A-arm. Snapped it clean off the little bulkhead mount right there. The arm itself actually is fine. That didn't break. It was the bulkhead in the front. The wheels and tires took the next most amount of damage. I mean, you can see we cracked and broke that wheel pretty good. The tire actually came unglued right there. Same thing in the front, pretty cracked and break it. They're actually, the wheels are peeling apart with the rubber, which is pretty crazy to see. A little bit right here on the left front. And then on the right rear, this is where we had the problem in the beginning. You can feel how loose it is. I don't know if the wheel hex loosened up or if we actually cracked it. It's just a loose wheel hex. Okay. Moral of the story, whenever you get one of these MJX cars, make sure the wheel nuts are tight. This keeps happening to us. Overall though, guys, I'm very impressed with this little thing. To beat on it as hard as we did and take as many hard crashes and only break a little front bulkhead mount, pretty damn impressive. Although the wheels aren't so impressive, you may want to switch to different wheels and tires. Overall though, this truck is an absolute blast. It's also important to note, it is very effing cold. There's ice over there on running water, just to show you. If it wasn't this cold out, we probably wouldn't have broke anything at all. As always, guys, if you're interested in the MJX 14207, links will be down in the description below, along with a link to the Elmira Skateboard Advocacy Group. We'll also put a title right here in the video so you guys can go check them out. They're looking to raise funds to put in a new skate park here in Elmira, New York, and it'd be cool if you could go check them out and support them. As always, guys, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, and if you're too lazy to click the links or you're more of a type it out kind of person, you can head right on over to www.cdagab. And remember, keep it naughty.